Hey.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's turn the music back up a little bit. Get that going. I realized that it was playing while the music was going, so I muted it down. So maybe on our workflow we need to start it after, or I don't know, do what I did and mute it down a little bit. Anyway, welcome back to the Get Shipped Done show. Today,
it's St. Patrick's Day.
It is St. Patrick's Day. I'm not any green, other than the green G-string that I typically wear. But other than that,
that's what's cool about working from home. Who's going to teach me?
Well, I do have 5 kids, so
that's true.
But then again, they I don't know. They may not want to risk trying to pinch me. But hey, technically, I don't know if you realize this. Technically, I should be wearing orange because I'm a Protestant rather than a Catholic. And so
is that the way that works?
It is technically the way that it works. That's why in the Irish flag there's green, white, and orange. That the green is actually a representation for Catholicism and the Catholic Church, and the orange is the representation for Protestantism. And the white in between, part of what it symbolizes is the Irish people coming together as Irish rather than warring as Catholic versus Protestant anymore. And so, Anyway, but so technically, I would wear orange because I'm of the Protestants' persuasion. So
you would definitely get peached.
I would absolutely. People would be like, this is all too complicated. I don't need to know the history of any of this. You're not wearing green, you get pinched.
Kiss me, I'm Irish. Peach me, I'm Protestant.
Exactly. That's right. So anyway, we got some plans tonight to have we're gonna have some corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and soda bread. We typically we do a little bit of a fun St. Patrick's Day sort of thing. My mom's gonna be coming over, so
nice.
should be fun. My daughter actually has green hair over here right now, so yeah, that's fun. But yeah, what about you? You guys do anything for St. Patrick's Day? I don't think most people do.
We're Cherokee, so there's nothing special about it.
Hey, I didn't realize that. I have a little bit of Cherokee in me too, actually.
Boom, roasted.
That's the quickest way to get me off track of whatever I was thinking. But yes. So I have some Cherokee, some Irish, some French, some German, some English. I don't know. I'm a bit of a amalgamation. I'm the American dream over here. But
have you done one of the DNA tests?
I haven't. This is just knowing genealogy and family history and whatnot. But yeah. And anyway, so yeah, we don't typically I don't know. It's not like a big deal, if that makes sense, St. Patrick's Day around our house, but it's more like, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel similar to Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's like an excuse to do something fun or interesting rather than necessarily a big deal. And so mostly the corned beef and cabbage is like, hey, this is a good day to do something Irishy. And
it's a good day to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we'll take the excuse to just have some fun. But yeah, today though, other than St. Patrick's Day, and we did just pass Pi Day, by the way. Did you celebrate Pi Day?
One of my best friends, his mom was our hot math teacher. And we're still best friends. And she I've got very quirky jokes. Well, she does too. So she would tell jokes in the class, and I would be the only one that laughed, and vice versa. And so me and Cassie were at our morning coffee, and she's like, "It's Pi Day," and so I sent Kathy a text message and said, I
Right.
saw it's Pi Day. Made me think of you because she is one of the biggest math nerds that I know. Amazing
Right.
teacher. And
Right.
so that was my celebration. Like, thank you that you helped make me smarter and made math non-boring and had awesome kids who I'm friends with.
There you go. There you go. And yeah, the only other day that I can remember that's maybe a little bit nerdier than Pi Day was Mole Day. That our chemistry teacher celebrated to celebrate the mole, that unit of measurement for, I don't know, shows how much I remember from chemistry. I think it was like an energy measurement. I don't remember what a mole is actually, but yeah. Anyway, similar sort of thing. There's a number representation, and it coincided to something. Anyway.
You think of Austin Powers, moly, moly, moly. That big mole makes me want to chop up guacamole. I love that.
Indeed. Well, we've done a great job of being very distracted and just having fun. You want to get some work done?
Let's get ship done.
Let's get some shipped done. All right. So first things, what day was it? Was it Friday that we had that
Friday?
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was Friday.
So Friday we were talking, and I was showing you something. I was showing how you could build out an audience of your own Facebook friends on Facebook in order to be able to use that to target your Facebook profile followers, right? Which is kind of a unique thing. A lot of people are very familiar with how to run ads to a Facebook page or maybe even a custom audience, but specifically building out an audience that you can target that is the people who have connected with you, that's a harder thing to do. It's actually, I mean, it's hard enough. It's something you've built a whole software around helping to make it easier, right?
Right.
And so I showed you a way that you can do it built in to get access to some of it. And so you wanted me to record a quick segment for us to.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing I don't know if we turned on local recording or not. So I don't know. We'll see how this ends up. Going. We'll at least have the live stream recording. So, okay. What was I going to say? So yeah, so let's dive in and I'll show you how to do that. So, let me switch over to our handy see my screen view. I'm going to go over here. Hey, look, it's us.
Hey.
I'm going to like
those good
that.
looking people.
Hey.
I feel like we're watching Inception.
Indeed. Okay, so what do I want to do? So I want to come over here and I want to find one of my posts. So I've got this one. That's us live right now. Hey, look, Muriel gave us a like. I'm going to give us a like as well. So say this is a good example. This is one that I haven't promoted. This isn't one that I would normally promote, but this is the proof of concept. So like this one down here, this is one that I would actually promote, right? This is one that has a little bit of a marketing message behind it, a little bit of like an influence building sort of thing. So like this is a good example of the kind that I would promote. But for this one, what you do to set up the audience is actually you start by boosting the post itself. And then the key thing that's important is that you come up here and you make sure that you select the right ad account that you want this audience to be in, because when you set this up, I have seen we're able to get in and from the business manager, we're able to see this ad running in there. And so in here, we come in and then under audience, you're going to select either people who follow your profile or people who follow your profile, people similar to them. So this would be both your profile, but also people who are lookalike audience of them.
Yeah.
So that's how you set that up. And then like you would actually need to run an ad. And so like you can adjust this down if you wanted. Like the minimum to set this audience up would be that you set this for 1 day and $1. Oh, I guess 4 days. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So I could technically publish it like this, right? So I could run an ad for $1 in order to build this out. It would run it to this audience, and then I have it in the back end. Boom roasted. And so then you go over to Facebook Business Manager, go into your Ads Manager. I believe this is how to do it. It might take me a second to track this down because I haven't looked at it from this perspective in a bit. So I need to come to the right account. There we go. And then campaigns. Okay, and so in here, these posts, yeah, so like here's a good example. This is one that I'm actively running right now. And if I come in and I edit the ad set, I can actually see the audience is right here, right? So page like Zach Hammer. And this is off of my personal profile. So it says page like, but it's not actually a page, right? So I think part of what might make a difference for this, my personal profile is set as a professional profile, right? So like if I come over here, I don't know if you can do this on a normal profile or not, but like I set mine as a professional one so I can like see what's actually going on and all of that, right? And you know, anyway, but yeah, and then from this, in order to use, because like you can't add this anywhere else, as far as I've seen, like this isn't something that you can just add. So what you do is you come down here and you save the audience, and you would save it as Zach's Facebook friends and followers, and then now that should be a selectable audience to pull from within that account.
That is really, really cool.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Is there anything else that I need to show you for you to be able to use it?
No. So you create a professional profile, you boost a post, you select followers, then you've got to publish that, and then you go to the Ads Manager, save it as a custom audience. When you boost it, you just got to make sure you're in the right ad account, because the boost page has all of them listed, and then the custom audience is connected with that ad account. Exactly. That is pretty awesome.
So as long as those things are dialed in, then you can leverage that as an audience. And yeah, that might be, I don't know if I've seen anybody else talk about being able to do that actually. Like I figured that out myself just because I was curious. So that's one of those things I haven't seen anybody else talking about doing that. So that might be a pretty unique thing if you start, helping people do that in that way.
Oh yeah. That has probably been the biggest request from my clients for the last 5 years. So, hey, good news. We're going to be able to do it. That's amazing.
Well, hey, I will, I will gladly. I'll send you my Venmo. I'll send you my my PayPal. Feel free when they're all like, yeah, sign me up and pay me more.
I need more. Feel free. Yeah. Yeah.
Quite honestly, you're doing this, and this helps me move forward. So I'm joking.
I'll just call it a tribute to my AI czar.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. The taxes and offerings.
So I know that Heidi, she gives you things to draw, and you do it. And so I would like a drawing of you as a Pokemon character named AI Czar.
I'm gonna write it. So this is my my book of drawings and stuff that I do here. A second, you want to see? Here's one that's a brush pen, very Bob Rossi looking landscape.
Happy little trees.
Happy little trees. Okay, so I'm gonna write in here. I'm gonna dedicate a page for you where I'll write the prompt. I'm gonna do it right now. Costas. I have the page left out. What's up?
I'm actually doing a live stream with Zach Hammer right now.
How's it going, Costas?
He just said, "How's it going, Costas?" Yeah. So I had to answer it, and yeah, and you gonna be around maybe later today? Can I just bombard you and until
I
we
got
actually
it.
talk?
I got it noted in my sketchbook.
All right. Costas said hello, Zach.
Awesome.
I mean, Costas, you got to think like you are the matchmaker that made this happen.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And right now we're spending approximately 10 hours a week together. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing like 3 live streams a week at least, and getting shit done is what we're calling the show.
Indeed.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
So Costas, for anybody watching after the fact who people don't know, Costas is a cool dude, been in the marketing business space for a while. Actually, that was my first connection to Costas, which I thought was kind of funny. I bought a number of his courses.
Same.
Yeah, and so I learned from him on that front for like sales and local business marketing and that sort of stuff. So I remember buying a number of his courses, and then like he reached out because I did a webinar with API Nation. And I don't even remember what the full initial conversation was, but it was basically like, I saw what you did there, thought it was great. I'd love it if we could do something together for Agent Legend. And like, I was like, I recognize the name. Right. I was like, this is that same guy that I went through courses and stuff. So anyway, and then he and I did some webinars for Agent Legend and did a bit of work together on Agent Legend. But also at that time frame, he said, you got to meet my buddy Charlie. And
yeah,
and that's the story of how we met. And then we talked, and when we first started talking, we talked probably, I don't know, it was like in the middle of COVID, and we talked for like an hour or two multiple times a day. And then we started working on webinars for stuff, and anyway,
yeah,
it was a good time.
And here we're back. Now we're just recording it.
Yeah, exactly. Conversations are somewhat similar, but Indeed. All right, cool. So yeah, we covered Facebook. You got that set up. Now let's dive into working on
your MidTicket offer.
Yeah, the MidTicket offer. Working on that promotion. Okay, so when we last left our heroes on this story, I had set up a Stripe payment so that people can do that. I had figured out that I can automate Stripe into Zoom registration. I spent a decent amount of time just tracking that down and getting that information. I don't have that set up, but I kind of got that information. Okay, so now what I need to develop out in this overarching process is I need to put together my sales page. Now that we have a date and the ability for somebody to take payment, I need to put together the sales page. This is going to be really simple. I'm either going to do it as a Google Doc, a Canva doc, or I mean, what I typically do is HackMD, but I don't know. You tell me. So I've done this in a couple of ways. I want to get your opinion on this real quick. It doesn't actually matter for sake of the creation. Let me show my screen. So I know there's one that I've done here. Let's see. So let me get into the back end here. Boom, roasted. And I think I set it up as a page. Yeah. So like I set this one up. This was a really simple way for me to go from I have copy to like I can promote this, right? So like it. Yeah. Like this was really easy for me to do, right? So keep that in mind. In this, I've also set up, and here, let me pull off my screen share for a second. I don't remember what all I have in here. I think I might have like AI. You know what? The virtual assistant VA hiring accelerator. I think I did that one in this. VA hiring cohort sales letter. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so like this one, let me share my screen again. So this is a different way that I've done it. Similarly easy, because I just used Markdown in order to do this, right? So this is another one that I've done. And then you and I are just also both familiar with like Zach Hansen and actually a number of people use Google Docs for this purpose. The only reason why I'm not using Google Docs is because when I generate stuff out of AI, it actually is formatted better if I just use HackMD and whatnot. Like that's the main reason. Yeah. Ghost too. I could take Markdown into Ghost and it's formatted well. And it's more work to turn that into a Google document. And then Canva might be okay. I don't know. I haven't really tried that. But do you have any thoughts? Do you have any thoughts around that? Or I don't know. Let me give you a little bit more information about why I'm thinking about it. Is there some sort of advantage to using something like Google Docs where there's like, it's a known platform, people are used to it. And so it's kind of got this feel of like, I know what this is. And I'm seeing this thing in a way that's also kind of subtly conveying this is like a low-key offer, if that makes sense. Like this is so that's the potential benefit of those, whereas all the other things are not that.
So I feel like Zach, his offers actually lead to landing pages now usually.
Okay,
it's just a straight landing page. So I mean, I think it makes most sense just to send it to your Zach Hammer page because it's pretty simple, unless you just want, because you're not advertising this yet to cold people. So maybe then it'd be worthwhile to set up a one-page landing page, but I don't think that's necessary now.
Right. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. And that's the right level of, I like to think about these things a little bit, but I don't want to I don't know. I don't need to stew on it, if that makes sense. So that sounds good to me. So I think I'll deploy onto zachhammer.me. So let's set that up live. Why don't we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so here's what my process looks like for this. So let's come back over here. I had set up a project for the effortless content system. That's what we're promoting right now. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna pause my share again for a second and get a document up and ready for us to use. So what I'm doing, I'm pulling up Obsidian, and in Obsidian I have, well, everything, but I have, what was this? Follow-up guide, converting device. Okay, yeah, perfect. I'm just closing out some stuff. Let me get my need to track down my overarching process that I flow through. So my offer development process has my templates and stuff in there. Okay. All right. Perfect. So here's where we are in this process. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so we have accomplished the conceptualization. We went through, we did the productizer genius. Didn't need that part there. We haven't developed the full curriculum out. In this case, I don't think I have enough clarity on what I'm doing that I'm pretty solid on what it'll take to deliver it. If I was a little bit less clear, I might go through and actually develop out the outline for the curriculum to really think through what I need to cover and all of that. But I think I've got enough. That's why I haven't done that. Same thing for diving in and developing out the lessons and the resources. So those are kind of these are all the materials necessary to deliver on the course that in my flow. But those I will be able to get accomplished during the promotion phase. Okay, so this is where we are now. We are in this phase of validation where we're creating initial sales assets, developing promotional strategy, and then we're testing and gathering feedback. So, the whole point of this process is that I don't just want feedback on whether or not people want this. I want them to give me their feedback by, using their credit card. If I don't get sales, that's the feedback that I needed, right? And so we're developing out the sales page in order to actually test the promotion. If it works, great, we get paid. If it doesn't, then we don't make much money, and then we don't actually build out the thing, right? Like that's the way that it works. And if we got some sales but not enough to make it that we actually want to deliver on this, then we could always refund it. In this case, I tend to be like, I don't know, I'm not super money motivated at the moment, meaning if I get one person that wants this, I'll probably do it. Right.
Right.
If one person pays for this, I would probably do it. That's where I am at this stage for, like, I don't know. That's the thing that matters more to me. Is there a person out there who's willing to spend money in order to get this asset? That's enough motivation for me. And that's really the key thing that matters for me right now. Over time, I might not even go through the process of building something out if I don't get enough interest, because that lets me know, like, there's not enough demand for this. It's not worth spending my time on. Right now, that's not the way that I operate. I'm more in a momentum phase. Okay. So this is, here in a second. I want to open this in a new tab. All right. Here is our bare basic sales page template. I'm going to reveal this in Finder, and that way I can add it to Claude here. Please leverage the information in your knowledge base to put together a sales page for the effortless content system based on the template I'm uploading. Keynotes, $100 cost to join. Delivery live on, let me pull up my calendar. Delivery live on Thursday, 2025. Live workshop, replays available after. Plan for one session, may do more sessions if needed to cover the content. All right, so I'm just sort of giving it the ideas. I set up this project in the past, so it has all the context. Now it's going to get me the sales page itself, because I have my template. It's just going to develop it out for me. All right, let's see. The effortless content system. Transform your meetings into authentic social content in just 5 simple steps without adding more to your schedule. Here's what we're doing. You'll join me live on Thursday, March 20th, 2025, where I'll show you exactly how to turn your everyday meetings into client conversations. Oh, and it gave me a thank you page too. Where was I? Yeah, here we go. Where I'll show you exactly how to turn your everyday meetings and client conversations into a consistent stream of authentic social media content. To give you everything you need to end content creation frustration forever, we're going to move through the 5 proven phases that make content creation effortless. Phase 1, capture. You'll get the exact tech setup to seamlessly record and transcribe your meetings without creating awkwardness or additional work, turning conversations you're already having into content gold mines. Phase 2, extract. You'll be armed with my proven content nugget framework to instantly identify the most valuable insights from your transcripts that would otherwise remain trapped in that single conversation. Transform. You'll follow me as I walk through the step-by-step process for converting your extracted insights into baseline social posts that maintain your authentic voice, not generic AI fluff. Phase 4, adapt. You'll install my platform multiplier method to efficiently customize your content for different social channels while maintaining your unique perspective and expertise. Phase 5, distribute. You'll get my set and forget publishing system that ensures your content reaches your audience consistently without requiring daily attention or creative energy. Here's what you're getting: the exact tech stack I recommend for capturing meetings, my step-by-step extract to transform workflow, the behind-the-scenes breakdown of how I identify the most valuable insights, proven AI prompts to maintain your authentic voice, content multiplication templates, VA training guide so you can easily delegate the entire process. Okay, so this one's not right. Right. They're also getting the VA hiring accelerator so that they can hire a VA to run this process for them. Oop. Just lost that.
It was lost.
Yeah, I clicked a button that made it go away. The VA Hiring Accelerator course as a bonus. Make it so that they can hire a VA to go through this process for them. Cover that in the bonuses and remove this from here. Value on this is different, actually, because what did we charge when we did the cohort? It's like it was like 500.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it to remove things that it's adding in. I could also do this manually, but only $100 for lifetime. Yeah, refunds if you implement that don't generate at least 5 qualified concept pieces from your first meeting. I'll refund your entire investment, no questions asked. That feels like a decent. That feels like that feels like a decent. They're paying for this outcome. I don't know. Does that feel right to you?
Yeah.
And this is the other thing to note. Like, this is the other way that I think about refunds. I think about this from the standpoint of, like, this makes somebody feel comfortable. Here's the reality. I've gone through courses and they had a refund or guarantee, and I didn't get exactly what that thing promised, but I still felt like I'm glad I went through that course, so I don't ask for a refund. And part of what I'm looking for in this too, if somebody goes through this course and either doesn't get an outcome that they're excited about, that they're glad that they spent the money, and they refund, great. I put them on a blacklist and will never promote to them or take their money again.
Right.
Like, so that's the other thing that this does, right? Like I'm looking for, hey, this is what I plan to deliver on. And sure, if you don't happen to get that result, like, I will refund you the money. Just note, like, I don't work with people who refund. Like,
right.
Because you're more of a headache than you're worth. So yeah, worth noting. And quite honestly, for anybody watching this that isn't aware of that, that's the case for a lot of people. Like, the refund is technically available, but if you refund a lot of people, like, if you refund as your strategy, for one thing, it's not typically the way that you're going to really grow. But secondarily, you're probably getting put on some sort of blacklist where you're not getting exposed to the opportunities that these people create anymore.
Right.
So anyway, recording. Absolutely. You'll get lifetime access to the workshop, recording and all materials, so you can revisit the training anytime. Upsells, none. The workshop is designed to give you everything you need to implement the effortless content system from day one. Bonuses, live Q&A session following the workshop to get all your specific questions answered. Yeah, I think technically. This is definitely a bonus. Who this is for, the system is perfect for real estate professionals, coaches and consultants, thought leaders, busy entrepreneurs. Yeah. If you're articulate in meetings but find content creation draining, the system was built for you. Who this isn't for, the system isn't for those who don't regularly have conversations where they share expertise, prefer completely hands-off content creation, aren't willing to implement a simple technical process. Bottom line, stop letting your best insights remain trapped in one-on-one conversations. Start building your authority through content that actually sounds like you without the stress and time investment of traditional methods. I've resolved the conflict between serving clients. And I finally, yeah, I don't know. Hey, Charlie, I've shown you how to do this process, and you leverage it to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Give me some sort of quote, either that or agree with this. Give me some sort of quote that I could throw on here as being something that you've said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a testimonial for the process.
I would just say at the end, and I enjoy the freedom of knowing my content's consistently getting posted. But I agree with that too. Like, that's fine. Like, that's true.
All right. What you said is that you would add, and I enjoy the freedom. Here, wait, just a second. System voice. Why is this? Okay. Oh. This Be My Ears. It apparently is operating under some sort of trial, but like it doesn't tell me. It didn't tell me that. Let me see. Is there anything that's specific? Oh, it says expired. Monthly, yearly, or premium. I don't want that. Oh, come on, Be My Ears. You let me down. You let me down. Okay, so what I heard you say. Just a second. Mac Whisper. We're gonna get ourselves a recording real quick. Or I might just type it out. Okay, so what I heard you say is you enjoy the freedom say that again. You enjoy the freedom of what?
I enjoy the freedom to know that my unique content is being posted every day. Automatically. Like, I enjoy the freedom that, like, it's just done. I don't have to think about it. I don't know if that's helpful or not.
Perfect. Charlie Madison. Perfect.
How did you edit that one line there?
What's that?
What did you do to just edit that one line? Is that a Claude thing?
So I select it and then click improve. And then what it does is it drops a quote in and then drops in my message into the chat, and it just knows to target that. Does that make sense? So like really all it's doing is it's also the same equivalent if I did this, threw it in here like that,
just a little bit faster,
and then gave it some sort of instruction, right? So it's just a UI way of doing the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I've resolved the conflict between serving clients, marketing my business. Every great conversation. Okay. Let me do this. Improve the language to sound more plain English. Use the style in the latter part of this as a guideline. That sounds more like you. I don't have to choose between helping clients and marketing anymore. Now my everyday conversations automatically turn into great social posts. The best part, I don't feel guilty about not posting enough because my content just shows up every day without me thinking about it. It's all handled. I'm free to focus on what I do best.
100%. That's me.
Yep, that sounds a lot more like you. Okay, so this is our sales page. Is there anything that you could think of in this that you feel like, man, we're missing this or this idea, or I don't know, anything about this not connect enough that you feel like we need to modify it further?
I think it's right on. I don't think so.
Perfect. So here's what we do. We take that, and now we're going to go over to zachhammer.me, and I'm going to come over here. Not there. I want to go to backend, boom roasted, and go to pages. I want to set it up as a page, new page, gonna throw this in here and see, like it just looks good. All right, so the effortless content system. And then let me see, on the last one, did I have an excerpt on that?
On the time hack?
Yeah, time hack. Did I have an excerpt? Let's see. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Sorry. I was just seeing if I had it in my history quickly. Ghost. There we go. Pages. Yes, I did. Okay. Here's what we're doing. All right, let me see. So based on that, what do I want to adjust from this? I'm gonna throw that into there. Okay. And then featured image. I downloaded the effortless content system. Okay, so I got that here. Let's see. There we go. All right, perfect. Oh, my dragon just fell down here. So I have a 3D printed dragon that rests on my monitor.
Yeah.
It just fell off here. Just a second. There we go. Now it's back. Okay, all of that looks good. Here's what you're getting: investment, refunds, recording, upsells, bonuses. Who's this for? Who this isn't for? Bottom line. All right, let's turn you into a quote. There we go. And then we're gonna add a product here. Product, and I'm gonna throw that same image in there. I think that's how I did it. Let's see. How did I do it on this one? Discover how to leverage AI to automate your most successful business processes and free up 4+ hours every week, all in one Power Pack live session. Oh, that's the same one. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. So description. All right, perfect. I'm going to add a button. And then I'm going to pause my share for a second. And I'm going to go into Stripe and find my product link. All right, how do I get to that sales link? Payment links. There we go. All right, here, I can delete one of these. Deactivate. Copy URL. Okay, and by the way, I could show this for anybody that wants to see it. So in Stripe over here, payment links, I have it as a shortcut. I could probably search for it and find it, and then I could see those in here. So, and then on here, I can copy the URL. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna close that one. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna do this, and let's use AI and say, give me 5 options for compelling button text for the CTA to buy on this. And then let me give it this example because I did like this one. Where'd you go, Claude? There you are. And I already forgot. What did I say? Get your time back. Turn meetings into marketing, end content struggles now, get your voice heard effortlessly, create without the grind, free yourself from content stress. Any of those stand out to you? I assume you're thinking.
Yeah, I am thinking. No, none of them stand out to me.
Any reason why? Anything that you feel like it doesn't hit hard or hit well? Is it not clear? Is it not? I don't know. What do you think?
I'm like, get your content solved now. Something like that.
All right, get your content solved now. Fix your content struggle now. Content problems, questions solved. End your content headaches now. Any of those? Do you like any of them better? Because I'll just go with yours otherwise. But
yeah, get your content solved now. I like that one.
Sounds good.
Actually, I like the last one. Get your content headaches. Yeah.
You like that one? All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, button text. There we go. And I don't turn on a rating for this one because I haven't had it rated. So it feels inauthentic for me to do this and have it say 5 stars. But I don't know. Like, I can rate it 5 stars. I think this will be great.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It feels a little bit authentic for me to give it my own rating. So, okay, so there we go. And that should allow this. Let's publish that real quick. Publish on site, publish page now. Okay, so now if I go through, I believe I have the effortless content system. Turn your meetings into authentic social content in just 5 simple steps without adding more to your schedule. I have a thing there. How did my last ones look? Let me view the page. Did I do it that way? Okay, so here's how I did that then. I wonder if did I do a different theme, or how did I display that? Let me see. Editor.
Looks like just the image.
So I did do it this way. Let's see. Template, narrow feature image. So I did a different template. Narrow feature image. Let me update that. There we go. That feels more right. Here's what we're doing.
That looks a lot better.
Yep, that feels good. And then let's double check. Let's see. Somebody wants in. Yeah. I feel like that works. What do you think?
Feels like it works.
Feels
I
like
think
it
so.
works. All right. We have
so the only thing is, do we want to change the date? Because the date says in 3 days.
Where does it say in 3 days?
Somewhere. I think in the content. Maybe it says March 20th.
But it does say the specific date though. So yeah. Yeah, here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably need a little bit more time to promote than that.
Yeah.
Right? And give myself time to develop it. Yeah. So let's bump it a week. I think once I get this dialed, I should be able to turn our process quicker. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to delete this one. I still have this one. I'm going to copy that one, and I'm going to block off time on April 3rd as well. Okay, so I got that time blocked off. Okay, so yeah, let me update that. So that would change this to being March 27th. Okay, so that part's right. Let's look and see if there's anywhere else where I talk about that. Doesn't look like it. Okay. And let me double check this one. I'm not mentioning the date here anywhere. All right, perfect. That should be good. And then I'll need to update Zoom. Just making sure of all the places where there's implications there. So I get them fixed. In the right account? I am. All right. Okay, so that part's good. Okay, so updating date to the 27th. Okay, now we have that. Anything else that you could think of to like put a bow on the sales page. So we got the sales page done. The sales page is ready. It's good enough, right? And
you are way more detailed than I am. So yes, there's nothing I can add to. It's part of your superpower. Quick and thorough. Boom, roasted.
Indeed. Okay, so we have the sales page. So that's part of what I need. So I need the link to the sales page. The only other thing, I have done this in the past, adding a countdown timer to that page. That's not something I need to do immediately, and I don't necessarily even need it. And what I do is I set that up with deadline funnels is what I set it up with, and I set the date in deadline funnels and set up set it up so that there's a clear countdown of like when the thing is going to happen, so that there's some level of urgency to it. But I don't think that's needed for us to launch this next step. So,
yeah. So the only thing is, I got hung up on. I was trying to get like conversion API set up,
right?
And I don't know. What's your thought on that?
So, my first thought is, I have a big enough audience already of just people who are already familiar with what I'm doing, people that I'm serving, people that I've interacted with. My first goal is to see, does this group of people want this thing? And I don't need any APIs set up to make that happen. So that goes into the bucket. You've heard me talk about that you have your systems for create business, service business, manage business, improve business, right? So those buckets. Conversion API to me is more about, like, mentally I would set that into the future of saying, I know that it's going to be complicated, and so I'd rather first validate that this product is worth doing, because that gets me into a momentum where I'm more naturally able to just ride that wave into fixing the conversion API. This is, for me, it's mostly like personal. That's how it would work for me. Rather than needing to fix it first, because really this is kind of a muscle that I'm trying to work, of getting better and better and better at getting to sale as quickly as possible. Because you've seen the level of detail that I tend to go into things. I don't want to lose the part of my superpower that lets me do things at a higher level than most people do on the rough draft.
Right.
But I also don't want to lean so far into it where, like, your superpower becomes your kryptonite too, right? And so the conversion API is one of those stumbling blocks for me, where I would pretty ready, like, I'd get it solved, but I'd take 2 weeks to solve that, when what I really needed to do is launch a product and see if it got sales. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I wonder if like, that's something that I want to get solved, because Zach's thing is, you use the conversion API even when you market to your list,
right?
Because you're letting Facebook know here's the audience that buys my stuff, even
Right.
from your list. And I see how it makes sense not to do that now because that is a separate project.
Yeah, and I completely agree. The concept makes sense where where it is something that you want to get set up and get dialed. Yeah. So I think I'm with you. It's more one of those in this case, I would rather get launched and ride that momentum in order to be encouraged to be like, okay, I've got sales going on. Now let's get the conversion API fixed, right? Like I've got my promo happening because those things have to happen regardless, right? Like the promotion, the sales page, the all that, it has to happen regardless. And at least for me, I'd rather get that set up first and then do the conversion API after. It is something that I've gotten set up in the past, so I think we should be able to roll in and see if we have it dialed or not, and possibly get you unstuck on that too. Okay, so
can you hear the background noise?
I do hear the background noise. Yeah, what is that?
Hold on a sec. That is my handyman fixing something in Cassie's salon. So I'll be right back. I gotta get that fixed.
Gotcha. Fair enough. All right. What was I doing? So I'm gonna start into the promotion. I'll pull you off the stage. Oh, there you go. You got it yourself. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start into this. Here we go. Add a stage. There we go. Okay, so developing the promotional strategy, social media content, email sequences, etc. All right, so let me pull up. Let me see. I have okay, so this is man, wow, I don't know why I'm forgetting the name. I mean, it's a soap opera sequence. Andre Chaperone, there we go. That's the name. So that's from that. I have my own sequences here as well. Let me see. Webinar promo, retargeting. I have Ben Adkins email sequences that I leverage as well. Let me see. And then I have the actual emails in there. What I need to do is I need to set up in this probably, what is my one document that I upload so typically for this, I would do email sequences first. Email sequence get turned into social media content. And I don't know what this webinar video content is supposed to be. All right, so let's start putting together some of these assets. Yeah, let's look. So email sequence. Yeah, cohort. So this is a past email sequence. Bonus emails, webinar replay emails. Sales sequence generator. Yeah, I don't want that either. Oh, let's see. Do the solution. Closing last chance, whatever. So I have like some swipe emails in here as well. All right, so I have that. I have let's see. So I don't know if I have Zach Hansen's email stuff in here or not. All right, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to get these opened up. I don't apparently have an example for that other one. All right, then do I need these? Let's see. Mark your calendar. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these, reveal in Finder.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. I got Chris involved, so we'll see if that fixes it.
Good call. Good call. All right, so I'm going to add this. Here, just a second. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to have it update the date. So I'm going to add this to the whatchamacallit. Oh, those are useful. Okay. So there's this. I'm going to add this to the project like this. That adds it to the documents there. Then I'm going to do a new prompt. I'm going to give it my Ben Atkins sequence document there. And then I'm going to start pulling in some of these other examples as well. And I'll show you kind of how I go through and do this. So, perfect. These are all in one folder for me, so I can just add them all. Okay, perfect. Based on principles from Andre Chaperone, soap opera, sequences, open loops, etc. Plus the example emails you see here from Ben Atkins. Please write a promo email sequence for me to promote the effortless content system. Reference our productize your genius worksheet that explains people's motivations. Reference the one sheet and sales page for context. And here's the sales page link.
Can it actually read the link?
I don't know if it can read it or not, but it I want it to include it in the email sequence. Does that make sense?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. I want to add something in here to make this work better. I'm gonna do this one as extended. For this one, that'll let it think a bit more. step by. Yeah, let me find this prompt so that I have it maximize its token count and be more effective.
Oh, is that the chain of draft?
Yeah. Where'd you go, Chain of Draft? There you are. Think step by step. Perfect. I want that specifically. All right, let's give it a try. All right, so I specifically changed over to the thinking model for this. This is a pretty extensive this is a pretty extensive thing that I'm asking it to do. So I'm hoping by leveraging the thinking that I get a better result than I typically do. So let's see. I gave it a lot of context, so it has a lot of context to work off of. Oh, man. That's looking good. All right. This is looking like this is going to be pretty good. All right, let's see. Let's let it work. But I think we're going to be pretty good. Okay, so but we're at the 17th right now. We're at the 17th right now. The goal would be to launch or to do it live on the 27th. I mean, so we're sitting at, what is that? 10 days. So I need like 10 days worth of promos. So I might have it adjust this slightly and give me 3 additional days. Still deciding whether this is right for you. Here's a final reminder. This is for side plus the VA hiring solidarity bonuses. Training script for maintaining authentic. That's looking pretty good. All right, how many emails did we end up with? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the close sequence. So 5 plus 1, 2, 3. That's the waterfall close at the end. So that's the last day of promo. I think in this case, I don't know how would you do it? How would you do? So before we really look at these, what do you think about? Here, let me go back to this view. There we go. What do you think about? Should I wrap up the promo? Oh, you're muted currently, but you're also talking partially. So I'll just keep thinking out loud. Oh, and why did it get switched again? So weird. Anyway, what was my question? Okay, so I go live on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think I do. I think I kind of want to mentally, I typically want to stop promoting probably Wednesday night. But there's also an opportunity. There's like a surprise bonus opportunity maybe of, hey, we're going live soon. If you want, I don't know. So I want to close it down authentically. It's not actually going to close, right? So how did I do it on the AI time act? Live session started, access the replay. Yeah, so this is what I did on this one. So like the countdown, the close was more around the idea of when am I actually going live, right? And
Right.
then I had the countdown changed to this. Live session started, access the replay. Basically, it indicated if somebody came to this after the fact, they'd like they still, I think even right now, like I have this sales page set up for this one, somebody could buy in and get access to it, right?
Right.
Like that's still a doable thing if somebody came through after the fact, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'd probably do it the same way. So I think in terms of like closing down the sequence, I don't know. Do I do emails up to the fact or up to the time of the session or I don't know. Help me think through that part specifically, the closing portion.
I mean, I've been told that the last day is usually the day that you like the 2 days that you get the most results are launch day and the last day. So I think you would want to send an email the morning of.
Maybe
That's kind of my thought.
maybe like a today's gonna be your last shot, and then we're going live. I really hope that you buy in and join us. That sort of thing. So maybe like morning of and then 15 minutes before or something, or like hour before.
Yeah.
What feels right for you on that for the timing of the sequence?
I kind of like 15 minutes before. They might be like, "Oh my gosh, I've actually got time. I'm gonna hop on right now."
Yeah. Morning of sort of captures the people that it's like their last, where it's like, oh, there's an opportunity today. 15 minutes before, you're right. It's kind of like one final shot where they're like, oh, I just noticed, and hey, there's still time, right?
Right.
All right, perfect. So let's get some of those notes in here. So I'm not going to be able to hear you for a second.
Okay.
Just a second. Okay, I want to make a couple of changes to this. So today is Monday the 17th. My goal would be to be able to start emailing and promoting around this actually today. And then for sake of sequence, we want to modify this slightly. So we're going to be going live on the 27th. I want to have 2 emails for the 27th, one morning of and one 15 minutes before we go live. There isn't a traditional close down on this in the sense of they won't be able to get access. I really want to make the closing portion more of like the value that people get out of joining us live. And so, we need to tweak the emails in order to account for that reality and that difference. And I do still want to have like a day before, a day before close down sequence, but probably maybe a little bit less heavy on the day before. But I do like the idea of letting people know, hey, tomorrow you're either going to have this problem solved or you're going to continue struggling through it. That sort of idea, like you already have. And so the key changes that I need to make sure that the sequence is long enough that we get through to the time that we need to. Again, today's the 17th, and we go live on the 27th. On the 27th, we're going to do 2 email close, morning of, and then 15 minutes before. So those are the adaptations that we need. Apply that across the whole sequence and adjust as needed, filling in new emails, new angles, that sort of thing. Think step by step, but only share your drafted notes after that to minimize the overall token count. And then and really look at like that productize your genius worksheet for different angles and hooks that we could be covering in order to come up with different angles to cover for these emails. So that's the idea there. All right, and that tends to be. Did my audio did come through when I did that, right?
Yep, it all came through.
That's how. Oh, and yeah, I wasn't sharing my screen, but that's me talking into Claude. So I just turn on voice dictation, and I literally just ramble my thoughts, and then it tends to be able to adjust it. So okay, so I'll adjust the sequence for March 17th to 27th timeframe with more emphasis on live event value and additional angles from your worksheet. Here's a revised plan. All right. So we have the oh crap tutorial. We have problem in the flesh. Why I gave up. Content creation, almost. How I transform meetings into unlimited content.
Now, did you actually upload context of Andre Chaperone's stuff, or did it just know?
Andre, I didn't upload context. It would just know because his stuff is public. And Ben does a bit of some of that stuff too. But Andre's more of like a totem that I call to, where it's like, he does a good job with the soap opera sequence stuff. So I really want to emphasize that point specifically. You ever wondered why content creation feels so hard? Even when you know exactly what you're talking about, even when you're articulate and insightful in real conversations, even when you know being visible online is critical for your business. I spent years studying this phenomenon, and I discovered there's a name for it. Content creation paralysis. It's that feeling of dread when you sit down to create content, the blank page, the inner critic, the pressure to sound brilliant, authentic, and engaging all at once. Man, this is good stuff. All right. When you do this process right, it's just so amazing because like we've captured like if any random person just asks AI to give something like this, they're not going to get it back. Like they're not going to get back what we just got here. The reason why we got this is because we're giving it the right context that it needs in order to actually thrive, right? We dove into what actually matters to people. What are those thoughts? We took it through a system, we validated it, we steered it back in the right direction when it needed to. And then when you give it all of that and you have the right models, they're able to do some pretty magical things. But all right, so I got that. So now I'm gonna throw let's open a new document. I'm gonna throw this sequence in here and we're gonna go through and review it and see if we got what we need. Let me get rid of some of the context. All right, so let's call this effortless content email sequence. Perfect. Generate a title real quick. All right, perfect. All right, you ready to flow through this?
Let's do it.
All right, so this is mostly us assessing how this went, and then that gets us, that next step. So, subject line: why create 10x more content than you without trying? Oh, geez. I don't know if that's actually true. I may not be able to take that angle. I have a confession to make. I used to dread content creation. Every Sunday night, I'd feel that familiar knot in my stomach. I should really post something tomorrow. Then Monday would come, and I'd stare at the blank page, desperately trying to sound smart, authentic, and engaging all at once. Sound familiar? Here's the crazy part. During that same week, I'd hop on calls with clients and effortlessly share insights that had them furiously taking notes and saying things like, wow, I've never thought about it that way before. The disconnect was painful. Why could I be so articulate in conversation, but struggle so much when trying to create content? And then I discovered something that changed everything. I realized my best content was already happening. I just wasn't capturing it. Here's a quick tip you can implement today. Next time you're in a meeting where you're sharing expertise, client call, team meeting, whatever, hit record and spend 10 minutes afterward highlighting the most valuable points you made. The simple act will give you more authentic content ideas than hours of staring at a blank page. But here's where things get interesting. While this tip might get you a few good content pieces, there's a much deeper problem that most professionals never solve. One that keeps their best insights trapped in one-to-one conversations instead of building their authority at scale. In my next email, I will share the painful realization I had after I started recording my calls and why this easy first step wasn't enough to solve my content creation struggles. Watch for that email tomorrow. Yes, have you noticed this disconnect between how articulate you are in meetings versus how difficult content creation feels afterwards? Hit reply and let me know. I'm genuinely curious if this resonates with you.
That's so good.
Oh, man, it's so good.
So good.
I mean, and you'd want the next email, right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Email number 2, problem in the flesh. Why I gave up on content creation almost. Yesterday, I shared how I discovered that my best content was happening naturally in my client meetings. I just wasn't capturing it. If you missed that email, the quick version is this: recording your meetings and making note of the valuable insights you share can give you authentic content without staring at a blank page. Simple enough, right? That's what I thought too. But then I hit a new problem, one that was even more frustrating. I had all these meeting recordings and transcripts piling up, literal gold mines of content sitting on my hard drive, but I still wasn't posting consistently. Why? Because now I faced the transcript overwhelm trap. I'd open a 60-minute transcript, start reading and think, there's good stuff in here somewhere. Then I'd spend an hour trying to find the valuable parts, extracting them, reformatting them, adapting them to social media, and by that point, I was exhausted. The pain of this new problem was almost worse than before because now I knew the valuable content was there, but I still couldn't effectively turn it into something I could post. I was spending as much time mining transcripts as I would have spent creating content from scratch. My calendar was still full of client work, which always took priority, and this transcript mining kept falling to the bottom of my to-do list. The guilt of inconsistent posting grew even stronger because I knew I had the raw material. I just couldn't effectively transform it. The worst part? Every week that passed with those unused transcripts felt like watching money burn. My expertise was staying trapped in private conversations instead of building my authority and attracting new clients. But then I had a breakthrough. I discovered a systematic approach to transforming these transcripts, a method that could turn 1 hour of meeting content into 7 to 10 unique social posts in less than 30 minutes. In my next email, I'll share the framework that I developed that finally solved this problem. Same framework that's allowed me to create consistent, authentic content without adding extra hours to my week. Keep an eye out for that email on Thursday. Are you sitting on recorded calls or meeting transcripts that you know contain valuable content but haven't used yet? Reply and let me know. I might have some specific tips for your situation. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so good. So good.
March 20th, Solution Next Door email. How I transform meetings into unlimited content. Over the last few days, I've shared how I discovered my best content was happening naturally in client meetings. 2, why simply recording meetings wasn't enough because the transcript overwhelm trap was still preventing consistent content creation. Today, I want to share the framework that changed everything for me. After months of frustration, I finally developed what I now call the effortless content system. A 5-step process that turns your everyday conversations into a consistent stream of authentic social media content. Here's the overview. Step 1, capture. Instead of just randomly recording calls, I created a simple text setup that made recording and transcribing completely frictionless. This eliminated the I should have recorded that regret forever. Step 2, extract. I developed a content nugget framework that trains your eye to immediately spot the highest value insights in any transcript, reducing hours of reading to minutes of efficient extraction. Okay, so that's wrong. So let's fix this real quick. Oops. Well, I just triggered AI to keep writing, and I didn't mean to. So it came up with a new thing. Here, just a second. So here's what I want to do. I want to come up here. I want to say rewrite step 2 above to mention the idea of it being an AI system, AI process. Actually, here, I want to do it here. So here's my other. Yeah, okay. So here's my other trick here. So I'm going to reveal this in Finder, and we're going to open this up in Cursor.
Are you in Obsidian right now?
I'm in Obsidian, yeah. What you just saw was what's it called? I can show you real quick. I like to actually rework what was there rather than just having it add more. That plugin that was generating content was called, was it Copilot? Might be Copilot. No, Text Generator. Text Generator is the one. Lets me plug into other models and have it write in Obsidian for me. Okay, so here's Cursor. I like Cursor because it lets me tap in into these and make some specific edits. What email were we working on? We're working on this one. Okay, so this one.
And you're not sharing your screen. Do you know that?
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen?
You are not.
Oh. Well, that's not what we want.
Yeah, you are.
What?
I think.
Well, kinda. What happened to my screen share? I didn't turn it off. It just stopped.
I guess you have to turn it off and on again.
There we go. Turning it on. There we go.
There you go.
I'm in cursor, and I just selected the text, and I clicked Command K, and that makes it so I could modify this specific bit right here. So what I want to say here is I want to say this isn't quite right. Actually, it's a system of using AI to assess the transcript to extract the nuggets rather than training your eye. I developed a content nugget framework that uses AI to automatically identify and extract the highest value insights from any transcript, reducing hours of reading to minutes of efficient processing. That's more accurate. Transform. This is where the magic happens. I create a process that converts those extracted into baseline, not the generic. Make it clear that I use AI for this, but I use it in the right way in order to not get the generic fluff. This is where the magic happens. I leverage AI strategically, not to write for me, but to help me transform those extracted insights into authentic social posts. My custom AI prompts. Oh, here a second. Keep it concise. Oh, and I'm using 3.5. I should be using 3.7. I use AI strategically with custom prompts. Transform insights into social posts while preserving your authentic voice. No generic AI fluff. That sounds... Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's good. My platform up, I can quickly customize any content. Yeah. Here's content. All right, that seems better. So now I'm going to save this. That should make the update here in Obsidian as well. Yep, there we go. Use that. Yep, okay, perfect. So updates are there. I set and forget. Okay, but now I know how these sequences work. I'm probably going to need to apply some of those changes throughout the rest of the emails. So I need to make note of that so that happens. Oh, but we are at time at this point.
Hey, looky there.
Looky there. All right. Well, yeah. So we'll call it there for now. What do you think of that process? I don't know. Does it still feel magical or impressive? Like what I get done and what I generate and how I do it and the results that we get and all that?
Yeah. I mean, those emails are amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, how much would it cost to like pay someone to write an email series like that? And more than that, how long would it take you to train them on what you're doing that's unique? You know, like,
right.
I mean, you had 5 minutes of edits to AI so far in these
right.
emails. Like maybe it's 15. If I was talking to a person, you know, we've talked about this for referrals while you sleep. It's taken me, you know, months for like one of my coaches to understand we're not selling leads for listings.
Right.
You know, because they just have this preconceived, this is what I've seen everyone else do. And the fact that taking all this work, you know, I mean, imagine having the system built out for your business. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those superpowers of AI that a lot of people miss. Is, you know, like everybody talks about being afraid of like how the models are trained and whether or not we have accurate information and like hallucinations and all that. It's like, yeah, those are all things to consider. But one of its superpowers is that it's able to be like Dory and forget everything that it knows and just assume your view of reality. Right? And like just take it on and act as if what you're saying is true. And when it does that, if you give it the right level of context, it's able to it doesn't have hang-ups and preconceived notions and those sorts of things. Like it's able, like it does and it doesn't. It's able to, like, if you tell it to turn it off, it's able to turn it off, right? And able to just step in to your point of view based on whatever context you give it. That's the trick of giving it enough context where it takes on your point of view. And then when you do that, you give it the right tools in order to take action. It's incredibly powerful. So,
and I mean, that's one of the cool things about this Brandy system,
right?
Is like, as you do this, like, it's getting more and more context from you. Like, I know for my projects, like, it just keeps getting better and better at speaking to my audience versus, like, I've been working, I'll work in Grok that doesn't have my project context. And it'll just keep kind of like bottle rockets firing off in all these crazy ways. Versus when I got my context, it's, I mean, it's 99% right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, indeed. And so, yeah, we'll be able to take that email sequence. The email sequence actually becomes what I tend to post for social as well. I do tend to modify it slightly, but it's the same basic sequences. So we'll be able to take that and deploy on both emails and Facebook. I'll see. I need to actually like start getting those promotions out there. So there's I don't know. I need to decide. I really like doing everything live because it makes me actually do it, but I kind of need to move some of those promotions forward too. So we'll see what happens. I might have completed some of that stuff in between this one and our next one. But yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's pretty cool seeing what all we're able to accomplish literally doing it live in public, right?
Right. Yeah. And I like, I've got a real estate closing today, so I've had a couple calls and my handyman's here, but we're still getting stuff done. Again, imagine if you're helping someone with this,
right?
Like, really, I've had this experience. You don't have to be that much more involved.
Right.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
Yeah. And shoot, whenever you're ready, remind me, coach me through what's the NLP phrase that I ended up with. So it's when you're ready to get more done with less. I forget. Do you remember? Do you remember what we had said?
I don't remember.
I'll have to go back through that episode and extract out what we had said. But yeah, if you want to be getting more done in less time, if you want to get 10 times the output compared to what you're used to doing, man, there's a lot of ways that I could potentially help you. And visit zachhammer.me to see the ways that I can help you for free, ways that I can help you for cheap, and if you really want to, the ways that I can help you personally. And there's lots of ways that we could dive in and work together and solve those problems. So feel free, connect, and reach out whenever you're ready. But yeah, that's what we got. All right, that's today.
We'll see y'all soon.
We got some shipped done. So yeah, we'll keep going.
All right, see y'all later.
Bye.